Hello and welcome back to A Shot of Wildlife. In this video, I'm going to tell you 7 fascinating facts that most people don't know about collared doves. Collared doves are originally from the Middle East and Asia, but 100 years ago they started to spread using a process known as jump and backfill. This is where young birds fly long distances to new territories, creating new populations. Over time, subsequent generations fill in the gap between where they started and where they settled. In the middle of the 20th century, collared doves were spreading rapidly across Europe and expanded their range by around 45 kilometres per year. They nested for the first time in the UK in 1955. Collared doves belong to the same family as pigeons, and they share an extraordinary trait. They feed their young with a liquid known as crop milk. This isn't produced the same way as mammals produce milk, but is instead created in a pouch in their throats known as a crop. It has the texture of cottage cheese and is rich in proteins and fats, helping the chicks, which are known as squabs, to grow rapidly. Another thing that is rapid about collared doves is how fast they can breed. It takes them around a year to reach sexual maturity, but after that point they can raise 5 clutches of chicks within 12 months. They always have 2 eggs per nest, which take around 15 days to hatch and a further 21 days to fledge. 2 weeks after they leave the nest, the young are fully independent and the adults will start to nest again, as long as there is plenty of food about. One of the reasons that collared doves have managed to spread so successfully is their ability to live in man-made environments. They use our buildings as places to nest, our farmland and gardens as sources of food, and now it's been discovered that urban birds may have adjusted the way that their bodies handle stress to live alongside us. Researchers found that urban collared doves had lower stress responses than their rural counterparts, suggesting that this has happened to deal with the increased noise, light, and other disturbances of town and city living. People are often surprised with how long wild birds can live in comparison to how long they typically do. In the case of collared doves, it's quite significant. In the wild, they have an average lifespan of just 3 years, whilst the oldest known wild bird survived for at least 13 years and 8 months. The oldest captive bird made it to a whopping 29 years and 6 months of age. It is highly likely that wild birds have survived longer than the current record, as there's no way of accurately aging most wild birds. Their lives are often cut short in the wild because of diseases, starvation, predation, and from flying into things. In a lot of species that have a large range, they develop regional accents with slight differences in the pitch, the tone, or sometimes even the structure of their songs, but not with collared doves. Their call, which is a 3-note repetitive cooing, is universal across their entire range. This could change in the future if populations become isolated from one another for long periods of time. Although young collared doves can travel large distances from their nests, once they settle, they'll usually remain near to their chosen spot and with their chosen mate. Collared doves are known to be monogamous and faithful partners, usually staying with their mates even outside of nesting periods. These partnerships are lifelong, and birds will only pick new mates if their original partner dies or disappears. And that's all 7. Were any of them new to you, or did you already know all of those facts? Check out this video on screen for more UK wildlife. Thanks for watching. See you next time.